Hi, I'm Whitney Neal, Director of Grassroots at FreedomWorks. The Bill of Rights protects our rights as individuals, but also our rights as families and to protect the civil liberties of our children. As parents, we trust that when we send our children to school, they're in a safe environment. Parents play an important role in the local school, from paying taxes to volunteering to ensuring that school boards, school administrators, and teachers are held accountable and to a standard of excellence. We send our children to school expecting those we have entrusted their safety with are looking out for the best interests of the child, their well-being and their privacy included. But did you know that when you send your children to a local public school, your rights as a parent are greatly diminished once your children walk through those school doors? According to the Supreme Court, children are under the protection and jurisdiction of the school once they're there. In fact, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in its 2005 Fields v. Palmdale decision that parental rights do not exist beyond the threshold of the school door. That's right. According to the Ninth Court, you no longer have a say in your child's life when they walk through the doors of their local school. In this case, young elementary school children were asked questions about sexual preferences in a school-distributed survey. In the finding, the court also said, once parents make the choice as to which school their children will attend, their fundamental right to control the education of their children is, at the least, substantially diminished. Also, that parents have no constitutional right to prevent a public school from providing its students with whatever information it wishes to provide, sexual or otherwise, when and as the school determines that it is appropriate to do so. If that isn't shocking enough, schools can even refuse to release your children to you on subjective grounds and suspicion.
Have schools ever encouraged students or agencies to remove a child based on subjective reasons?
That's a great question. In Washington State, a young boy was removed from his home because he informed his school counselors that he was unhappy his parents were taking him to church too often. Counselors encouraged the child to call Child Protective Services, who then removed the child and placed him in foster care. The parents were not able to get their child back until they agreed to a judge's order for less frequent church attendance. Also in Washington State, parents found out that their daughter, Sheila, was experimenting in illegal drugs and grounded her. The student complained to school officials, who advised Sheila that she could be liberated from her parents to avoid such future actions. She also contacted CPS, was placed in foster care, and her parents eventually lost their court case because the judge ruled CPS has the right to remove a child from a home in such a case.
What can I do to protect my rights as a parent when my children are at school?
Educate yourself. Research the laws and court cases in your state. Call central administration for your school district and find out what their policies are regarding parental involvement. Make sure you have open lines of communication with teachers and school administrators. In many cases, if teachers and principals feel they have a personal relationship with a parent, they are more inclined to contact them in cases of concern. Use your rights under the Freedom of Information Act to examine surveys and other materials in advance of distribution. Request at the beginning of the school year to have access to your child's curriculum.
What about privacy of information and even data?
Another great question. Ideally, FERPA provides you with the ability to protect your family's personal information from outside sources. However, with the introduction of Common Core and longitudinal data tracking through Race to the Top, FERPA was altered in 2011 to give educational institutions the ability to release this information to partner agencies. School districts can collect up to 400 data points on your children, from health information to hobbies, behavior, and more. You have the right to request any of this information from your local school district. What data are they collecting? How are they using it? And who has access?